welcome back to the newspaper review. Now we're joined virtually with our guest this morning, Oluwafemi Aratoku. Thank you for joining us on the newspaper review this morning.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, viewers at home. Good morning for listeners at home.
Thank you. Now, I'd like to say that you are an expert in this field, and there's a whole lot going on at this moment. Please give us an update on what you have been doing so far in connection with the invasion from Russia into Ukraine at this point in time.
Thank you so much for having me in your program on my ImpactTV. However, it's a sad and serious situation for our Nigerian students studying abroad in Ukraine, not only in Ukraine, in Poland, in Romania, in Hungary as well, because these are areas that are being affected, but a lot of media are not talking about it. But the situation is tense, it's not getting better at the moment. It's going to hit hard if resolution is not in place quickly as we speak.
Okay, you said it's going to hit hard. Let's talk about the effects. How do you mean by hit hard? Are we looking at just the economy? Is it going to affect us? We are here in Nigeria. How is that even going to hit us hard? Are you talking about those in Ukraine at this point, or even those of us left in Nigeria?
We are not talking about those in Ukraine. We're talking about economic situation is going to hit hard. It's going to hit hard, in terms of health. It's going to hit hard in terms of country bilateral relationship, and it's going to hit hard on our international students studying abroad. Because the question is this: once they can't go to school, how do they want to come back to the country? Where are they going to stay? Because they are all internally displaced at the moment, as we speak, in Kyiv, in Poland, in Hungary. And little has been done from the Nigerian side. That is from the foreign office in Nigeria, our Nigerian foreign office. Little has been done, and it's not really encouraging. So that means Nigerian students studying abroad are completely on their own at the moment.
Well, we have a report this morning that the president has approved $8.5 million for the evacuation of Nigerians from Ukraine. I know Romania has received 200 Nigerians, according to reports. So the process is still ongoing. How do you see our evacuation plan with the reports on ground right now?
Okay, let me say it this way. Nigerians do not have any contingency plan when it comes to crisis management in place.
Okay.
Because I could give references to when I was in Iraq, when I was in Libya, and when I was in Afghanistan. I could see things happening, and I could see that every single country seems to be managing their own citizens very well. But when it comes to Nigeria, the sad case or the opposite case is what we normally see. And it's mind-blowing that we are yet to learn and we're not learning anything from it, and there's nothing we can take home from it. So we are disappointing our Nigerians and citizens of Nigeria living abroad when it comes to crisis, and we don't even know how to manage it until it gets so worse that the backlashes can be felt and seen. That is when you see our Nigerians now just talking. All the $8.5 million they talk about is just paperwork. Our Nigerians living over there are all living in terrible situation. None of our military might can even go in there to see a better rescue package for them. So where do they go from? What do they do? Let me be honest with you. The season is still very cold. And when I mean very cold, we are still in winter, and it's -0 degrees over there, or even -5 or -10. That means they have nowhere to sleep, they have no hot food to eat, they have no hot drinks to drink, they have no good welfare, no good shelter. How do you want them to cope? There is a weather they're not used to. So I feel for the parents, I feel for them, and I feel for the entire country as a whole. You don't expect Ukrainians or Hungary to take care of our problems. No, it is our problem, we should take care of it. But I don't see anything really happening at the moment.
Okay, now that you even mentioned taking care of our problems, I know that there's been reports of maltreatment of Africans generally, and even though some videos have gone viral, the EU has come out to even deny those reports, to say that, look, this is not what it is. Don't you think that in a situation like this, looking that Ukrainians have left their men to fight and their women and children to move on first, don't you think it's normal to want to prioritize the indigenes that are facing the war first before others? Don't you think it's normal for that to happen?
You see, based on what you just said, thank you so much. This situation did not just happen all of a sudden. Okay. It has been brewing for a while, and Nigerians have been notified, crews have been notified. So it is now left for them to now like, okay, what is the second option we have? Do we move away or do we go back to Nigeria? But everybody seems not to know what to do. Everybody kept quiet, and they were just keeping the faith that, yes, something good is going to happen. Everything will definitely come to a halt. But alas, nothing is coming to a halt. So it is our problem. It is our fault. We caused the situation we find ourselves. Because when we ask these students to come back, do they have the return ticket? Number one, they don't. Do they have any pocket money? They don't. Is the foreign office going to provide any welfare or any financial assistance for them? The answer is zero. So how do you want them to come back? It is so difficult. This is why we say we do not have a rescue package in plan for contingencies like this. And I think this is the fourth time this is hitting hard and it's smearing across, in a very shameful way all over the world. However, talking about the racism being seen so far, there is no doubt about it. It happened and it has always been happening. But it is going to cause a whole lot of bilateral misunderstanding. They have a lot to settle, and I think they have so much damages to pay. In terms, you know why? Number one, these are international students. They paid to come and study there, so they should be prioritized, but they've not been prioritized at all. So in this case, Ukrainians or Ukraine government must have an answer for this, and they must look for a way to pay for the damages. You don't expect them to come back to Nigeria to come and start from any university again. We have some in the final years, we have some in mid-year, we have some in part 6, part 5, part 3, part 1. We even have some new students. So the question is, how are they going to, what do they want to do? We have so much questions, but no answers at the moment. And you cannot pressurize Ukrainians to do anything right now because the country is badly hit and they have to sort out their own house first.
Okay, but let's even just wrap it up with this particular question. Talking about the economic effect, you've mentioned our bilateral, our diplomatic relations, I beg your pardon, you've talked about that. Now let's get into the economies of it. I know we have importation as a means of, survival here, how we get our fuel, how we get our wheat, how we get all of those things. And Russia is reported to, produce, Ukraine and Russia are reported to produce some of these things we use. Do you see our food supply, our oil supply, something that should be watched right now because of what is going on between Ukraine and Russia?
You see, we shouldn't be a country depending on a whole lot of people before we can survive. But so has been the case for a while now. So yes, it's going to hit us hard because a lot is being produced from these areas that we don't even know. That now is going to be shown, it's going to be seen glaring that we have a problem we need to tackle. That we're going to be having food shortages because even most of the stuff being produced by European countries being shipped down to Nigeria, a lot of ties are being cut off. So where do we start from? At the moment now, Ukrainians are even begging for food. They're begging for clothes. They're begging for water. So they're begging for all this. Do you think they will take Nigeria or Africa as their priority right now? No, they won't do that because they have to take care of their own backyard first. So Nigerians, Africa should sit down now and start thinking what strategy could they be into, what strategy can they use to make sure that things like this never happen again. I'm sure it's late already, but a lot can still be done. Damages can still be repaired, but it's going to take a whole lot of time. And I will only beg Nigerians to please exercise a bit of patience and see how they can at least bring back the survived Nigerians or students in Ukraine back. Because some are badly hit, some are dead already right now. Some can't even leave Kyiv at the moment as we speak. So the situation is tense and it's tough.
Femi Aratokunle, security management expert, thank you so much for giving us updates on what's going on right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, do have a great day ahead. Bye.